Raheem Sterling, what is going on with him? His form, continuing from the back end of last season, is still continuing. He's fallen out of the starting 11 for Pep Guardiola's men in the Premier League and the Champions League. So what is going on with him and how can we fix this? Let's discuss. Hey guys, I'm KSWTV here, back in with a brand new video, and today we're going to be talking about Raheem Sterling, the transfer saga, the rumours, his form, and what can we do to get him better to play and get back into Pep's starting 11. But before we do that, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bells. Over 36 subscribers in the last 28 days, growing at a very good rate. So I'd like to thank all the new subscribers, and to anyone who is not subscribed, I welcome you to subscribe. We discuss Manchester City content, English Premier League content, and transfer rumours that interest the world. Now we've got a source here from D Express Sport and at Sport. It is about Raheem Sterling, and it says the Barcelona director of football, Mateu Alemany, if I've said that correctly, has travelled to England in the summer to try and lure Raheem Sterling to Barcelona. Now, it was either going to be a swap or loan deal, as Barcelona, of course, are going through a bit of a financial hardship. And a second source here from Alfred Martinez, who is with Sport Witness, and it says Barcelona again have asked Manchester City for Bernardo Silva, of course, and Raheem Sterling, and they were going to offer a swap deal including Ousmane Dembele and Martin Braithwaite. And of course, Man City were not interested, and they offered Sterling for Ansu Fati, and they didn't agree to that. Obviously, Ansu Fati is the future of Barcelona. He's the most exciting prospect with Pedri in the Barcelona team, and they want to keep them for the future, whack on a massive release clause, whatso not, to try and maximize their funds because, as I said before, they need funds. Now, the last season for Raheem Sterling out of his 6 seasons at the Etihad was obviously the worst, speaking from me, and of course, obviously I'll be speaking for the Manchester City fans there. And it was something different, not as many goals. He was still getting opportunities to score. He's got brilliant running in behind defending. He's amazing at dribbling, close dribbling, keeping it away from defenders. And of course, the pace was still there. But he was not clinical enough. And in the big games, and in the big moments of the games that weren't big games, he just couldn't do it. He just wasn't the same Raheem. The 15, 16 plus goals a season, plus the 10 assists. And then Champions League, he goes hard. He scores tap-ins. He gets in behind players, gets cut-back assists to De Bruyne and Aguero and whatso not. In the Euros, he looked like he was rediscovering his form, scoring 4 goals in 3 games, something like that. And it was looking beautiful. If he could have continued that into the Premier League season, he would still be in the starting 11. Of course, there's going to be massive rotations with Pep's team, keep everyone fresh, keep the competition in the squad. But he has had his game time slashed more than in half. What have I been seeing from Raheem Sterling this year? A bit more of the same from last year. Obviously, as I said before, he's running off the ball, creating space, staying wide, and his pace is brilliant. He's scored a couple goals in the Premier League and a goal or 2 in the Champions League. He's got a couple assists as well. But overall, his passing has been disgustingly bad. His positional play has been worse than other years. And of course, the prolificness, the striking ability of him has been just beyond bad. Now, I am a massive fan of Raheem Sterling. His numbers that he's done for us since he has joined from Liverpool has been disgustingly good. And I've always loved Raheem. He brings a good energy to the team, very positive, very humble guy. He's very vibrant, always looking like he's laughing in the training videos on the YouTube channel and Facebook. And he seems like a very nice guy to be around. Now, with the $100 million man Jack Grealish coming in, and of course Phil Foden, they occupy main priorities on that left wing spot at the moment. And then we move on to the right side, where Mahrez and Gabriel Jesus has now rejuvenated himself. They're fighting over that right side spot. And then we've got Ferran Torres, of course, as we've seen, playing through the middle, but he can also be versatile as well. Left or right wing is no problem for him. And of course, it's going to be one of those ones where it's a big no-no for Sterling to play in that striking role. So where does that leave Raheem Sterling in all this? Of course, I'd say that Jack Grealish plays better on the left wing, and I think that he is our starting left winger every single game. He's the tempo setter, passing accuracy is double Raheem Sterling, I'd say, for this year. I haven't looked at the stats, but it looks like it as a fan watching on. Phil Foden is just so brilliant. I know he wants to adopt that centre mid sort of role, that Kevin De Bruyne, David Silva sort of role, box to box, and creating opportunities like that. Mahrez and Gabriel, as I said, on the right wing, unplayable. We can't change that. And I like Ferran Torres up front. He hasn't got the Aguero sort of sense where he's going to get so many opportunities and create so many opportunities for himself, but his running is so Aguero-esque. He needs to work on his hold-up play a little bit more and just be that tiny bit more clinical with his opportunities. And then we've got a brilliant centre forward or backup centre forward if we bring in someone like Haaland next year. So what can we do to fix Raheem Sterling? And I honestly don't even really know. It's going to be ones where he's going to have to come off the bench for the next couple games, especially, we played Chelsea. What a performance defensively. And Jack Grealish just looks so good in that performance. He maybe could have scored that goal that Edouard Mendy made that massive save for the 2-0, possibly if it went in. And I think that Mahrez and Gabriel are unplayable on that right side, and he just looks so bad up front. So he's going to have to maybe prove himself off the bench for the next 4 or 5 games. And regarding the Barcelona talks, as I said before, it might be worth considering loaning him out, especially to a team like Barcelona who are in massive financial problems. The team is underperforming so massively. When you think of Barcelona, you think of winners, and they've been absolutely battered the last year and a half. They've lost their best player of all time, Messi, and they're in a really bad situation where you've got players like Martin Braithwaite playing up front for Barcelona. I think Raheem Sterling, if he goes to the La Liga, it's a bit of a less physical league than Premier League. Premier League is probably the most physical league you could possibly play in. And it's going to suit him, I think. It's really winger based. Wingers thrive in the La Liga. You think of Neymar, you think of Cristiano Ronaldo when he played out there, Gareth Bale, Ronaldinho, so many wingers, Luis Figo, that just absolutely killed it in La Liga. And if this is going to maybe rejuvenate him, if we don't want to sell him, put him on a 1-year loan, get a loan fee of some sort. We could figure it out with Barcelona. You probably wouldn't get it straight away, obviously, but we can figure out, they pay the more of the wages, because the wages that Raheem Sterling are on right now, I know he earned them, but what he's doing right now, he's really not justifying the wages that he's on right now. And, it was only a couple months ago that we were talking about a contract extension and a pay rise for Raheem Sterling in his worst year that he's ever played at the Etihad. So I think that maybe this could have worked, and maybe we could get a player in return, like a swap loan deal. Maybe we could get Ansu Fati, maybe give him more experience, maybe get an Ousmane Dembele as a backup. He could maybe play in the false 9 role. I don't know. I'm just thinking outside the box here, but we need to give him starting 11 football to get back in confidence, but I don't want him in our starting 11 at this point in time. So I think maybe the loan deal, as I've been trying to explain for the last couple minutes, really could work for Raheem Sterling. Look, I love Raheem Sterling, as I said before in the video, and I really want him to get back on form, because when Raheem Sterling is on form and scoring goals, he's a dangerous player. He's a top 5 winger in the world, and for someone that is so small, he can't play in the middle. He can't do hold-up play. He's not even clinical enough to be a striker, so it's going to be one of those ones, Raheem, where he's going to have to work his guts out for the next 4 or 5 weeks. He can't play against Paris. He can't play against Liverpool. He's going to have to play maybe against the Burnleys and the Norwiches, teams like that, to start and get his form back, really start from the ground back up again. Because when you're in a team like Manchester City and you have a bad 3 or 4 games, you miss a lot of football. But when you have a full season and a half of horrible football, really underwhelming football that the club's never really seen before, that Raheem's probably never fucking seen before in himself. He's just got to keep positive, keep that mental health really strong, really try and learn from Pep Guardiola, see what he needs from him and try and emulate that to a T, because Raheem Sterling's one of the most important players in Manchester City's success. He's one of the longest serving players in our starting 11, well, in our team right now, and he used to be a club captain. He just got voted out of the captaincy. He wasn't even in the top 4 to get, the captain or vice captain. So he's losing maybe a little bit of confidence and respect in the dressing room, because Man City is a team full of winners. And when you got Raheem Sterling up front or on that wing in the team, I feel like it's a less percentage of us going to win that game, because I know that we don't even take our chances with him not in the team. We need a striker, but when Raheem Sterling's on the team, you're like, wow, we probably won't even score today, especially if the ball goes to Raheem. But that was my quick little talks on the Sterling saga, what is going on with him, the rumours to Barcelona, and what I thought maybe could we do to maybe get the best out of him, or maybe put him out on loan to get the best back in him in a different league. But I'll leave you with this video. My next one is going to be about Has Become a Legend series. I haven't done that in a couple weeks now. Just haven't had any time. But the next video will definitely be the Pez Become a Legend series. I'll be bringing that back. So without further ado, I'll leave you in the next one. Peace.